Peace. My name is Sunni Azallah. I teach the Peace course, Political Education, Civilization Enrichment course, here at the law school in Mecca. I've been teaching since 2000, June of 2000. When I came here, I got knowledge of self, and people thought I was good at teaching, good at sharing, good at giving ideas, so I thought of something unique that I could share that was different from everyone else, though, but also was needed, though. So I took on the foundation of two things, though. A concept of the ideals of living perfection, but also a curriculum that was orthodox and unorthodox. And also mix the ideas of reading, writing, communication skills in a way that could teach 120, could teach that the black man was God in a scientific manner. In a classroom where the students can experiment, though, with the ideas of science, be right, wrong, or whatever, but still get to a point where they're using tools, developing tools, and really coming to an understanding that keeps them not only building for themselves, not only making citizens, because that's not what I do. I'm making citizens of any nation. If they decide to be a righteous man, this is where they can go. If they decide to be the true and living God, then they're going to get the science and the research and the scientific reasoning, though, to combat whether they're right or wrong with what they're dealing with. You hear, there's no emotional pleas, there's no emotional reasoning, there's no this is the place where it all started. What started? Everything is science here, to the best of our ability. And, you know, I have the great opportunity to teach a lot of great students here. Hundreds of people that pass through here that I've been able to share with. And it's also been a networking tool for other great teachers and listeners and builders to come in as well. Peace.
Thanks, God. Peace.
That's right. Yeah, we're pretty close, right? I wasn't using the degree just because I'm saying wisdom power because wisdom power born God. So we're always dealing with wisdom power in some form or fashion. That's what I meant. But let's say this, right? If you look at the way we've been destroyed, the destruction of all, and say black civilization, the original people, the indigenous civilizations, are all different formats, though, of assimilation. And the daily life that we live in society, though, is won by little and small concessions, growing and growing every day. Okay, I'll let that one go. Oh, it's okay. No, I just don't eat the pig, though. But I eat that, though. No, I eat the pig and I eat a little bit of this, though. It's just candy, though. It's just the Skittles. It's not really the meat. Not just the meat. What's bad is if you eat the skin of the pig, though. Now, I did a prayer before the pig was eaten, so it's okay, right? Or we're going to use the Bible and go through Deuteronomy and go through all the things with the hoofs and all that other stuff, though, to get us all confused about which animals to eat. The point is that, like, you brothers are young, and it's not about being rugged and militant and saying, look, or doing the old school sunyas and throwing pork off the table and all that kind of stuff. None of that is going to work. But the idea is that there are two things that you commemorate, though, with family. And the second thing is what people don't commemorate, though. The first thing that they commemorate, though, is the presence of the immediate family with them. Like we have Parliament. Everybody comes together. We say this is family. We all come together, though. But the real family to commemorate, though, is the future of the family itself. And what activities do you engage in? What activities do you not engage in? What counter activities do you create, recreate, disappropriate, get rid of, so that the future family finds it much easier? So that what we do now, with much stress, becomes the norm. So you say, oh, so you're trying to make revolution easy for the future. That's not the point. The point is that if we do certain things now that become the norm, then that means that people in the future, the babies in the future, they're not dealing with this plane of revolution because they're dealing with this plane of enlightenment and development. We're learning now to, for example, we're learning now to breathe properly. So we start our Qigong with the science of breath, and we start to deal with the complete breath, right? The lower, the mid, and the upper, and we start to deal with that pendulum swing and absorbing energy. But at the same time, if we master it now, the bodies that we have, the children that we have, start to breathe a little easier. No, they don't have the difficulty of trying to learn how to breathe at this level that we're at, because they're starting at a higher level. This is what I mean by the things that we do now become the norm for the future. So if you say, look, this Thanksgiving, though, the only holiday that is not built on direct belief, the holiday is not built on direct belief. You can excuse Christianity, you can excuse a lot of the other holidays on those planes of existence, though, of belief. I believe in Santa Claus, though. I believe in Jesus coming back, though, on Easter. Shit, I even believe in the rabbits laying eggs, though. Right? And of different colors and candy inside. Right? But Thanksgiving, though, is based on an actual truth that we're supposed to accept. And that these people, though, could not survive a winter without the original people helping them. Then the original people helped them, and what was the real thanks that they gave? Thanks? Thanks? Right? Thanks that they stuck something in them? This is the thanks that they got. A total hypocrisy. And I have arguments, I've had arguments though, with people I love, with others, and you're talking to people that are so-called Latino especially, so-called Dominican, Puerto Rican, all of these things, and I'm not speaking about getting in touch with something that you think is other than you, because the so-called African American thinks that the Indian is another person. Brown too, but another person. Black too, but another person. But when we look at the history of a Latino, this is our actual ancestors. And what we have to admit, the contradiction that we have to embrace so we don't become hypocritical, right, is that the reason that we're alive is because one of those Taínos, one of those Arawaks, though, one of those Mayan, one of those Aztecs, though, made a concession. The Caribs, though, were mainly Muslim, that they say, but corroborate, though, fought the Taínos. Because they say they eat meat, they say they were cannibals, though, but the Caribs, though, according to Ivan Van Sertima, they came before Columbus, though, were also dealing with Islam in Islamic way, so they wouldn't have been eating meat. They wouldn't have been eating swine like that. They may have been eating meat, but not the swine like that. They had a level of civilization, though, right? So now when you put these things together, right, the truth is that when we're alive today, though, there's contradiction already, because we got here because of concessions made. Concessions were made, though. Moors that got over here that were too Moor and didn't get Spaniardized. We're trying to put that together, Spaniardized, eventually, right? They said, look, you'll be a slave unless you denounce that Islamic religion, Islamic culture, that reality. And they said, well, would I rather be a slave with my Islamic culture, or could I just let that go and just reformat whatever Christianity or whatever religion they give us? And so they reformat, they make a concession, right? The African makes a concession. The Brazilian slaves are allowed manumission, so they hustle up their dollars and they do whatever is possible so they can buy themselves out of slavery. The Dominicans can also be along with the patron in the ranch, so they make concessions, though, about what it is to work with them. And they let certain things go, and they embrace a Spaniard fabricated culture. Because what is it, though? Right? All string instruments, though, right? The cuatro, the guitar, even the harp. Those are all based on Moorish musical theory. Right? Miles Davis knew it when he made Sketches of Spain. He said it. Right? Golden Age of the Moor. Right? Stanley Poole's books. When we look at all of these things and we put them all together, the idea is that when we're here, our history, though, that makes us living a living contradiction, and hopefully not a hypocrisy, is that we come from a history of people that made concessions, though. All of these Negroes you see around here, there's somebody that possibly said, well, master, I'm gonna let it go. That's cool. There's a Taino that, when all the other Tainos were committing suicide,